Hey, what's up, guys? So today we're going to talk about a new, well, not a relatively new, maybe a couple of months old or maybe a month old play to earn game called Block Farm Club. So I would assume if you're a PVU player, you would have heard about Block Farm Club, and it's pretty much, I would say, a close clone of what PVU is. Honestly, I've never played the PVU before. I've heard about it a lot. It's just that I was too invested in other NFT games like CryptoBlades at that time. Kind of missed the PVU wave, and now PVU is in a very difficult situation. So now Black Farm Club popped up in September, and looks like it's booming right now. Why do I say it's booming? Because if you look at the price of Block Farm today, it's already up 118%. That's like it doubled the money, more than double the price, just today alone, which is insane. If you look at the chart, like this is a 3-month chart, so they've broken out the all-time high as of today, which is like it's going parabolic. We don't know where the price is gonna go. Unfortunately, in my perspective, it's like I don't like to see something like this when it's happening to a token, because tendency is, if you spike up this high, then tendency is the drop would be, not as equally as high, but the drop will be big as well. So I don't know if the price, or the token will be able to maintain the price, but right now it's all-time high. So when I got into the game, I actually just started a few hours ago, and bought some BFC tokens, and the price that I bought it was around $2.85, which is already expensive at that time, but now it's way out there. So in terms of cost, it's still cheap in my perspective. It's not really gonna cost you quite a lot. So you can see here, this is the cost to actually get a complete set. So sorry. Alright, so this is the cost. If you want to fill out all of the free slots in your lands, then this is all you need in order to maximize your earnings for this game. Alright, so the cost for this one would be around this amount. Now, the only reason why it reached around 1,300, because I'm assuming, or I'm anticipating the cost of the water, because they just released a new update that they plan to charge you like 10 water whenever you plant and harvest your seeds. So that's gonna cost you, because you have 5 seeds here. So that means that you're gonna harvest and plant all 5, then cost you over 100 water. So you're gonna allocate 100 water just for that, and you need to also allocate water just in case your water gets stolen from you, and your seeds will need water. Then they'll take water from your supply. I just don't know how often that's gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe that might happen quite a bit. So I'm just anticipating. I'm assuming that you might need a bit of water there. So I just added in like 4 more water slots, because whenever you purchase water, it's gonna cost you 50 gems, and that'll give you 50 water, so that you'll get around 200 water. So that's my initial cost in my perspective. Now, as I mentioned, the price is already at 4.54. Wow, that's really insane. All right, so price is just really going up insanely. So I would suggest you just wait it out. Maybe wait for the price to stabilize, or maybe correct itself, right? It's just insanely high at the moment. Unfortunately, nobody right now would be able to withdraw at the moment up until next Tuesday. So unless you're a token player, like you just only buy tokens and hold them and sell them up. I think I should have just done that today. I should just waited and just sold it. I would have doubled my money almost. But whatever. So alright, the cost for you to do this is around $66 if you just maintain the water as one order of water. But if you make it 4, then you need to around $74, $75, probably a bit more now, since the price is around 4.54. But at the end of the day, you need around 19 BFC just to get this moving. In terms of risk, I'm saying this is going to be a high risk one, because number one, we don't know who the developers are. No matter where you look at the website, there's no information about the developers. That's why for me, in my books, it's already automatically a high risk one. And number 2 is, of course, this is pretty much a clone of what PVU is. Although the artwork is pretty cute, pretty adorable. Design wise, it's okay. I kind of like them. But again, the concept, everything, how it works, it's all pretty much what PVU is. Alright. So roadmap, right now we're already at the end of the roadmap anyway, so they're still implementing VP, which is going to happen pretty much maybe within the Q4. So I think maybe this is going to happen in November, I would assume. So now let's look into the white paper. So again, this is not a quality white paper. Normally white papers would go to around maybe 20 pages or 40 pages sometimes. This is not a good white paper, so I'm not gonna go through it. There's nothing to go through it. All right, so let's get into the game itself. So let's log in. So this is where it'll bring you. This is your dashboard. All right. So dashboard wise, I didn't really understand what I was looking at when I got in here. So I had to watch like several YouTube videos from different YouTubers just to understand what exactly I need to do. So the first thing is, of course, you need to exchange your BFC tokens. So if you already purchase your BFC tokens in PancakeSwap, then in here you can swap it for 70 gems each. Then you can just accept change for whatever BFC token you put in here, then you'll get whatever gems it's equivalent to. But also you'll notice that when you're going to withdraw, there's a minimum requirement here. So you need at least 500 gems before you'll be able to withdraw, and the exchange rate. So you need more gems here in order to get one BFC. So it's 30% more. So I guess this is in a way for them to control like the amount of earnings that people would get. So just take note of that. Alright, so once you got your gems, then you just need to go to farm. And in farm, you'll automatically be brought into your land area. So you'll have two lands here. So one is the free land, and the other one is, I guess I would call it as the goddess land. So you'll have the option to select like who your goddesses are. There's only two. There's the sun and there's a night goddess. So you can just click here and it will let you pick which one you want. So really up to you, because there's a timestamp for that. So the day and night cycle is that the night will start at 2 p.m. EST up until 2 a.m. EST. Then from 2 a.m. EST until 2 p.m. EST, it will be daytime. So you'll know that you can just look down here. It'll just tell you what day it is, if it's day or night. So for me, I just randomly picked night goddess. First off, you need to buy your plants here so you can start planting. You'll notice that there's 4 here and there's 1, so that just only means that 4 means you can plant 4 plants with 4 pots, then this one you can only plant 1. So you'll notice that this is free. You can actually buy land. It's a bit expensive at the moment, but let's go into the shop so you can see what I mean. So this is where you're gonna buy your pots, your seeds, your water, and your spray. And you can also buy NFTs, which is your land and your NFT seed. So these can be a randomized set, some of which will be legendary. So if you have the budget, you can actually buy 7,000 gems you need for this one, which is I think is good enough. But for this one, it's a bit more expensive. It's 24,500. That's gonna cost you around. Right now, it's almost. I think I would say it's almost $2,000 if I'm correct. But since it's already $4, so just consider that. Would have been very cheap when it was like at $2 or less. But I guess we missed the boat on that one. Now, if you have the budget, then yeah, you can consider buying that because it has its uses in the long run, and having different rarity in terms of land will allow you to plant more seeds in your land. So that's also a point of consideration. But right now, I don't have the budget. I'm not gonna put that much money on something I'm already considering as high risk in my perspective. What I bought is 1 crystal seed, 1 Bella seed, 2 Jimmy seeds, and 1 Luna star. So unless if you're a sun goddess, then I would assume you need to buy the Soli seed because you need to plant it in the sunlight. So if you choose that, then for me, for the recommendation is that you just pick small pot, because the only main difference here is that the expiry date. So if you buy a medium pot, it will last 30 days. If you buy a large pot, same thing, 30 days. The only difference for these two is that there's a 1% chance that when you harvest, you'll be able to get a Jimmy seed. Then for this one, you'll get a chance to get a crystal seed. So if you get a crystal seed, I guess that's well worth it because it's gonna give you 1,250 gems. And also, I forgot to mention, like if you plant a crystal seed, there's a chance for you to get a 2% chance to get you a Jimmy seed when you harvest. So just take that into consideration. Maybe moving forward, I would consider getting a medium pot or a large pot once I have money recycling is cycling through the game. But right now I'm just going to take profit in the first week so I can get my ROI back, then I'll decide moving forward what to do next. So right now I'm just sticking with small pots. So right now I've already planted all of my items, so I can just show it here. So this is where you plant them since you only have like 4 slots. There's a button here which I don't know what it does. Maybe one day we can somehow unlock spaces for this one so you can plant more. I don't know if that's going to be an option, but right now it's not available. So here I've already planted my plants, and it's telling me, so it will give you information on when you'll be able to harvest them or how long you need to harvest them. So harvest on October 27. This one is October 29. Then this one is in October 24, which is 3 days. So I would assume that by the end of 3 days I'll be able to purchase a new Jimmy seeds and just replant them, so that by the time that my 1 week ends, I'll be able to, I guess, plot my withdrawal and take my initial investment out. So the next thing you'll do is that you'll have quests. So there are 3 quests that's available at the moment. So there is the world quest, which is pretty straightforward. There's the sun and the moon quest. So basically what these means is that you just need to go to the map, and there will be 3 maps that you need to work on. So one is the world maps. I've already done this. So what you need to do is just click open and make sure you have water. Select whatever plot you can find. Now you just need to find a plot with plants in it. So right now there's nothing here, so we're not going to do anything there. So you just have to go back, then open again, then we select another one, and hopefully there's plants. Yeah, so here there are plants in here, so you can interact with them. So once you click interact, for me it defaulted to watering the plants. There should be 2 ways to interact. I don't know, maybe because for world it doesn't apply maybe. So right now all I did was I just interacted and I got to water the plant, and it'll cost you 1 water to water each of these plants, and you need to do it 15 times. Then once you do the 15 requirement, then it'll reward you with 12 gems. I think that's well worth it for something that you can just replenish moving forward. So next is the sun and the moon. Now you have to be a little bit careful here, because let's say if you pick moon like mine, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until 2 p.m. EST. Then I'll start doing my quest for moon and sun. Now what I'm gonna do in sun is that it should give me the option to steal water, because if I do it at the moon goddess time and I go to the sun world like here, so instead of watering plants, then my goal here is to steal water. Now if I do it at nighttime, which is my night goddess, then if I steal water at the sunland, I'll be able to steal 2 water instead of 1. So that's why I'm waiting for for nighttime to come. So at least that way I'll be able to steal at least 30 water. So if I get 30 water, then that should replenish my water spent for the world quest, and also the water spent on the moon quest. So that's how we do the quest, and at the end of the day you'll get around total of 36 gems per day just doing the daily quest. So just take note that the quest will reset at 8 p.m. EST. So just take note of that. So that's all you need to do, and I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't see any issues right now. Hopefully that by the end of next week I'll be able to start my withdrawal and get my ROI back, and hopefully this will be something of an extra income that I could get moving forward. Alright, so there will be other features that's going to pop up in the game. As I mentioned earlier, there is what we call as NFTs. So these ones would produce NFTs that will be used for the tower defense game, I would assume. If you have the budget, you can do that, you can get it. But right now, I'm just gonna look into the basic farming build at the moment. Then maybe moving forward, if the game is still alive, at that point, then I'll look into the other features of the game, and hopefully the price would probably back down a bit, so it's a little bit affordable to buy or maybe reinvest some of those gems and put them into NFT stuff, you know, that I could actually use for the tower defense game. So we don't know. I don't know what the specifics are at the moment. I haven't looked into it, but I know it's not yet available. So we'll see moving forward. All right, so I guess that's it. So right now I'd say again, just a quick reminder for everyone, for me, in my perspective, this is high risk because again, number one, this is pretty much a close clone of what PVU is. Of course, they might be doing things differently a bit, just making sure that they don't suffer the same issue that PVU had. And number two is that, you know, the developers, I don't know who they are. There's no information whatsoever. And the white paper is it's terrible. So yeah, so those are the pain points that I see. So again, up to you if you want to get into it. For me, I just went in because it's really cheap and it's something affordable in my perspective, so I just went in. All right, so with that, guys, that's it for the video, and hope to see you again in my future videos. Have a nice day ahead.